Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to yet another devlog. I know these are long awaited and you guys really look forward to these videos. Unfortunately, I can't keep uploading them all the time because, you know, I like to take my time in designing my environments and stuff like that, and sometimes I just don't have the time to do so. But if you guys enjoy these type of devlogs and stuff, make sure to subscribe to my channel and let's try and hit 200 likes. I know you guys can hit that because you love these videos. And another bonus is that we do have a scripter now. So you guys are going to start seeing some functioning things within this game. Finally, I'm also looking for an animator. So if you're really good with R15 animations, you know, DM me on Twitter preferably. The links are in the description. And yeah, let's get into the devlog. Quick disclaimer though, before we get further into this devlog. A lot of this stuff is incomplete. So, you know, you may see missing plants or missing rocks or something like that in a scene. Don't you worry, that is going to get filled in. I'm just trying to get the basis of an environment that I want to, you know, develop further on. So everything is subject to change. Also, before we continue further on, I want to make you guys a part of this game more and make your engagement worth it. So if you guys comment down one thing you'd like to see in the game, and if we get some good ideas, next devlog I'll put one of your ideas in the game and you'll be able to see it. Now make sure it's relevant to what you see in this current devlog or something like that, so you know it's easy for me to implement in the existing game. So the first thing I want to point out for this character customization area is obviously when you create your character the first time. Obviously you guys have already seen the shipwreck isle, which is basically where your character shipwrecks and you're on a tutorial island. So when you create your character, you're actually on the ship, so it makes sense. You know, environmental storytelling. So you create your character, a scene plays of a crash. You hear a storm, your ship crashes, and then you wake up on the island. So obviously when you customize your character, you'll be on this little platform here. And you'll have this background scenery, which is subject to change. You know, I'm just kind of getting a vague idea of what I want to do here. Which I'm a big fan of this large statue back here. I did tweet a preview of this, which is kind of blurred, which you wouldn't be able to see too much on the studio Twitter, which if you don't follow, go ahead and follow. Links are in the description. But yeah, this was somewhat of a random idea I decided to do. So your character spawns here and you have this as the background and you'll be able to customize your character. And obviously we'll have sound effects of the water and the ship creaking and, you know, the ship like rocking back and forth and all that kind of stuff to just build the ambience. Now this scene is the more the scene that I'm most iffy about, which I want to change up quite a lot, but you kind of get the vague idea of what I want to go for here. And obviously your character will be slotted here, as I said, and you'll be able to customize your character. But before you actually get onto this scene, you have to select your race, which each race has its own scene to develop kind of a bit of a story of the home of each race. So we're going to go ahead and go over to each scene of the races. Just as a pointer, I am doing this devlog a little bit early, so the human race isn't actually done. You know, I'm just messing around with kind of a design here at the moment. And then we have the elven race, which if you follow the studio Twitter, you would have already seen a snippet of this. So essentially the elf race kind of spawn on here and you have the choice to select it. And you can have a camera angle like this with the backdrop of this shrine. And you have a sun ray kind of coming through this with a light here just to build the ambience of the scene. Now this is kind of like a rainforest. I took inspiration from games like Warcraft and stuff like that, where they use kind of a majestic forest for the home of elves and stuff like that. So I took inspiration from that, and obviously a lot is subject to change, like the tree logs I want to change, and I want to add textures and all that good stuff. I will throw up a kind of like a reference on what I'm trying to go for if people aren't really picking up what I'm putting down here. But essentially is before you create your character, you have to choose your race, and you have the option of 3 races, and you'd have a UI down here which makes you basically flick between the 3 races. So you'd have orcs, humans and elves, and you switch between them and it will switch the scene, and kind of like an elf will appear on here, and if this was the orc scene, an orc will appear on here, and you get the idea. So this is pretty much it for the elven area. I spent a decent amount of time on this. I also decided to go for something different with these trees. which I think the result was okay, but I still do want to make some adjustments. But let me know your thoughts on this scene, maybe something you want to add or something you want to remove, just so I can get some ideas if you want to, you know, give me more input on this specific scene. But other than the elf scene, this is going to be a brand new scene, the orc scene, which I'm going to show you guys right about now. Okay, so for the home of the orcs, I decided to go for more like a desert area, you know, pale colors, lack of water and stuff like that in these areas. And obviously the homes, you kind of, in a desert you'd have limited materials really. So I thought, you know, what materials would fit in a desert, and you know, you'd have bones and stuff like that that they'd make their houses from and stuff like that. Obviously this scene does lack plants, you know, cacti, stuff like that, which I'm going to add later on. But this is kind of the overall home for the orcs, which in the game later on you will probably be able to find a desert which be like linked to the home of the orcs and stuff like that. But this is just you know, to develop each race's home really. So each race will have like a limitation in terms of appearance. For example, orcs will probably be limited to skin colors like green and red and stuff like that, just so each race has its own unique appearance where it's needed. For example, elves will probably be more pale, you know, that have long ears, and I'm getting all this inspiration based on, you know, movies like Lord of the Rings, games like World of Warcraft, all that kind of stuff. So a diverse amount of inspiration is going into this game. Also, a cool little trick I want to mention to you guys is, if you don't already do this, whenever you have a main menu and something like that, you want to know where your camera angle will be placed. For example, the camera angle for this will probably be around here. So there is no reason to develop the back part of the scene, because the camera angle is never going to see it. And obviously, if you plan carefully, you'll be able to kind of just have a bit of a messy backdrop over here, but it'll be more of an optimized scene. And obviously you'll never notice it because you clearly have a specific camera angle that you're working with. So, you know, limit your assets that you use behind you, like in the distance. Obviously I added this sandstorm kind of thing, so you can't actually see assets from a distance that well. But other than that, it's pretty short devlog, I think. But I do want to develop obviously everything like this more. I still need to do the human race scenery, and I also need to do the character selection scene. So there is still 2, maybe 3 scenes to do for this character customization area to be somewhat done, and then I can go back and, you know, add you know, missing parts, like for example dead plants and dead trees and stuff around here, just to develop the scenes a little bit more. But you can kind of get a vague idea of what I'm going for through what I've made currently. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this video has made you guys more excited for the game. And obviously we have a scripter now, so, you know, things are going to start, you know, being functioning. And like I said, if you're an animator, hit me up and we may be able to work together and stuff like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this devlog. Sorry it was a little bit of a short one and didn't show too much, but I've been busy recently, obviously, like I said. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like the video and hit the 200 like goal, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.